Welcome to the Rebel to Succeed podcast. It's your boy Anthony Williams, the founder of rebeltosucceed.com. The purpose of this podcast is to share tips, advice, and strategies to help you improve in all areas of your life. My mission is to make a positive difference in your life to help you live your best life. Now let's get it. What up, Rebels? It's your boy Ian from Rebel to Succeed coming at you with another podcast episode. Yes, sir. So first off, I want to start this episode by just showing some love and just showing my appreciation for everybody who listens to this podcast. I just want to truly thank you from the bottom of my heart for rocking with me. And in this episode, I want to share something that has been on my mind for the last week. Ever since last week's episode, of course, you guys. I hope you guys know that I'm now transitioning from putting out an episode every Monday for you guys. Just sharing some things because I got some other things going on in the background that I would share with you guys as soon as I can. It may take a short amount of time. It may take, a long amount of time, but I am doing some things in the background that try to, help spread this message as far as, just spreading love, man. And on that note, I want to share something with you guys that I feel will help kind of put your whole life in perspective. And that's the concept of trying to leave a legacy and build something that is bigger than yourself and impacting people. I honestly feel like whatever goals or whatever dreams that you or visions that you guys have, the most impactful thing that you can do is something that will affect a lot of people in a positive way. And when you look about it that way and you focus on those types of things, you notice that at the end of the day, you end up being, one of the trailblazers in the world. You become one of the most valuable people in the world, some of the most valuable people. When you go out of your way and you build something that's bigger than you, when you step outside of yourself and you focus on other people, that seems just to be the trend for any and everybody that has became very, very impactful in the world. And I'm not talking about money, right? Let's separate the money from your guys's from your goals, right? Let's take the money away and let's focus on people. Let's focus on impacting people and what you can do to help improve other people's lives. What can you do that's going to impact people the most in the most positive way? What can you do that's going to help a lot of people? And if money is your goal, if you focus on impacting people's lives in a positive way and stepping outside of yourself, you will notice that the money will follow. Now, I keep hearing this concept from a lot of successful and impactful people, a lot of high achievers. When they focus on the things that are outside of themselves and they help other people, the money just seems to follow them around. And I know personally that it can be very, very hard to focus on, other things that's not about money, to not focus on trying to make a lot of money when you come from very humble beginnings. If you come from, poverty in a poor environment, right? And that's how you grew up. You grew up poor and broke, and that's how your family members were, and that's how your mom and dad, that's how you grew up. It's kind of hard not to focus on that other side, right? It's kind of hard to focus on not having a lot of money, trying to make a lot of money. But what you notice is a lot of the people who ended up broke, who started broke, and then they ended up becoming rich. They don't seem to be the most happy people, right? Because they're chasing some, material things. And when you focus on the things that you can't see, when you focus on, the concepts of the invisible, right? When you stop focusing on the material things and focus on the immaterial, the things that you can't see, and you focus on just spreading love, at the end of the day, that will make you the most success and the most fulfilled that you can ever be, right? And I hope you guys notice the theme that I'm sharing on these episodes is, I don't want you guys to zero in on money, right? Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a lot of material things. But just make sure that your foundation of what you're trying to achieve is to help people, right? Because when you focus just on the money, you can destroy yourself. You can destroy whatever success that you have. Your focus need to always be on improving other people's lives, right? And that's why I personally feel that what this podcast is, it's like a movement, guys. This is not just some inspirational, motivational type of pod. This is a movement, right? This is a philosophy of life. You don't become successful by not focusing on other people. You become successful. You truly reach success when you focus on helping other people. When you look at all of the things that successful people have achieved, and you look at their journey, and you look at what it took for them to get there, right? When you look at their success story, when you look at the journey and you look at the road to success, or whatever you want to deem success, they had to overcome so much. Like when you listen to their success stories, and you go and you read, their biographies, and their you read like they books. Like, I don't know if you guys read a lot of books, but I like to read books and biographies. Like, I like that part. Not too much of like just hardcore facts. Like, I do listen to, like, informational books and things of that nature on a certain subject. But most of the things that I like to read are, like the story. Like, I love nonfiction. I love stories because you learn a lot through stories, right? And I also like to read biographies. So I don't know if you guys ever read like biographies of some of these, some of the world's most impactful people, but go over and read their stories, right? And when you go and you look at their journey from nothing to something, they always had to they always had to fight against something. There was always obstacles in their way. There were always things that they had to overcome. There were always things that they had to rebel against. See, the way I put it in perspective is you have to rebel against the things that try to stop you from reaching your goals. You have to rebel against all of the temptation. You have to rebel against all of the things that try to hold you back. You got to rebel against mediocrity, right? Like, for some of these people who impacted the world on such a deep level, they had to be they couldn't be mediocre. They couldn't be just the average, right? They had to step outside the box, step outside their comfort zone, and do things wildly different, right? So they had to rebel against mediocrity. They had to, rebel against procrastination, and rebel against their fear, and rebel against temptation, rebel against, getting, a whole lot of sleep. Sometimes they had to, they couldn't sleep. You know what I mean? They had to sacrifice sleep. right? They had to rebel against um they had to rebel against just living in fear, and rebel against being or not being what God, chose them to be. Just all of the obstacles. They had to rebel against these things. They had to rebel against um being afraid of what people will think about them. They had to rebel against all of the things that people would say that could hurt them. They had to rebel against their haters. They had to rebel against um you know just all of the things that held them back, right? If you look at their stories and you look at the journey, there were a lot of obstacles that they had to overcome, right? And I could sit here and I can name a whole bunch of things, but there were a lot of things that they had to rebel against, that they had to fight against, that they had to overcome, right? And so when you're on your journey to reach everybody by exercising love and sharing your gifts, it's very important for you to know that there's probably going to be some challenges. There's is the road is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a piece of cake. But you have to focus on the bigger purpose, right? You have to focus on the bigger picture and focus on just spreading love and reaching everybody by exercising love and focusing on that. And through that, that's going to pull you through all of the obstacles that you had to rebel against. If you want to if you want to track the success of successful people, they all did some major things that impacted the world, that impacted a lot of people. So I mean, you can't get around this concept. This is what I'm trying to explain to people, and I feel like it goes over a lot of people's head when I say, reach everybody by exercising love to succeed. It may sound just like simple. Oh, yeah, just spread love, but to succeed, to truly be successful is when you're impacting people, when you're spreading love. And when I say spreading love, I mean impacting people on a positive level, solving problems, solving the big problems of society. That could be being a teacher. You may want to spread love through becoming a teacher and teaching kids, or teaching college students. Or your way to spread love could be to share your gifts with the world as far as cooking. Or it could be to become a doctor and to save people's lives, on a more biological level. It could be anything, but make sure that what you're putting your life's work into, make sure that it's spreading love and that it's impacting people's lives. I can, like, it's I know this is my saying on here, but I can guarantee you that when you look about it that way, that at the end of the day, you will be the most fulfilled person that you could ever be. That the most fulfilled version of yourself when you focus on that. Share your gifts with the world. Whatever you are passionate about, share your passions. Whatever you're most passionate about, you most of the time you put the most love into. You have a love for this thing. You have a passion for it. That's what passion means. That means that you have a love for this thing, right? So spread love through that with the world to impact the world. That's what you do. That's what you do. So and when you focus on that, how can you go wrong? How can you not be successful? Now I feel like the problem is that, some people they equate success with money. You don't always have to have a lot of money to be successful. I feel like the best way to measure success is how many lives have you impacted positively? That's success. That's what success is, right? How many lives have you impacted positively? If you have impacted 1 million people's lives, then I feel like, you know, if you want money, then money is going to follow that, right? Because you're impacting, you're giving a lot of people value, right? You're helping people. So, man, this concept is so strong. It's a philosophy. it's like a religion, and it's, in a way, because it's like, this is how I choose to live my life. This is how I want other people to live in life. This is what I want people to focus on, because I see this. I see this. If you go and look at the track, go look at the history. Look at what other people have. Look at how other people have become successful. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some successful people who have been given, their success, and they have, they had like a head start in life. That's cool and all, right? But you know, if you look at the, self-made people who have started from nothing and became very successful, um, then they all started from the bottom, and they did it by impacting people's lives. They did it by impacting people's lives. Look at people like Martin Luther King. Is he not successful? Was he not successful? Like, answer that for me, right? Like, you may look at somebody like a Jeff Bezos, right? And then you compare it with a Martin Luther King or somebody, right? Now, Jeff Bezos, he clearly would have more money than Martin Luther King, but is he any less successful than Jeff Bezos? Is Martin Luther King any less successful? Me personally, I would say that he's been a bit more impactful, as far as people's lives. Like, what he did years ago will probably impact the world forever, right? Just helping, especially in the black community, and even in the white community, because there were a lot of people who supported his message, right? His just inspiration in itself is like the I heard, Nipsey Hussle say this: inspiration, to inspire, is the highest human act, right? He inspired a lot of people, right? Now, Jeff Bezos solved a major problem in society, but Martin Luther King inspired a whole lot of people, a whole lot of people. And I truly stand behind the quote by Nipsey Hussle that, the highest human act is to inspire, right? When you inspire, you can inspire people. You can inspire a million Jeff Bezos to go and, make a positive difference in the world. So that's why inspiration is so important. Inspiration, you can inspire people to go out and do things that they never even thought that they could. So, just because one person has a lot of money, and then one person don't have a lot of money, you got to look at the impact. Look at how they have impacted people's lives. Look at that. So, and I say that to say that, Jeff Bezos and Martin Luther King, they're no different, just because, it might be a money difference. It's all like, you measure success on the impact. Have they impacted a lot of people? Then they're successful. Did they live out their dreams? Then they're successful. Did they live out their vision? Then they're successful. Are they reaching everybody by exercising love? If yes, then they're successful. The money has nothing to do with it. It's just a byproduct of them being successful, of them impacting people's lives, of them reaching everybody by exercising love, by spreading their own personal version of love. So, man, this subject is very close to my heart, and yeah, man, I want the world to I want the world to just embrace this concept. I know it may be a very hard sell. It may be a very hard thing to do, because of, some people may not, want to buy into spreading love, but I mean, that's really what it's all about. And, sometimes you just got to take a stand, and stand for what you believe in. Me personally, I believe that, to reach any type of success in the world, you have to rebel to succeed. You got to reach everybody by exercising love to succeed. And hopefully you guys can do the same. Hopefully you guys practice the same. Hopefully you guys live by the same values and principles, to reach everybody by exercising love to succeed, to rebel to succeed, and use that as a lifestyle to inspire other people and to spread that message, man. And I personally feel like, there's no other way to change. If you're trying to change the world, you got to change the world through, through spreading light, through spreading love. And then you can't do it by, um, you know, doing some negative things. Like my mom used to tell me as a kid all the time, right? She would tell me two rights, two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make it right. So if somebody have wronged you and you think that by doing the same thing back to them is going to make anything right, then you sadly mistaken. So that's why I personally feel like to make a wrong right is you have to start by doing the right things, and you have to spread love, man. You got to spread light. So that's my message to the world. I hope you guys receive it. I hope you guys can resonate with that. Um, if so, if you guys resonate with this message, please go and leave a review. Let me know what you guys thought about this. And yeah, also go to the website, of course. You guys already know, go to the website. Check out, all of the other content I have there, the blogs. You guys can go check out the YouTube channel, which is just a video version of the podcast. And yeah, man, just make sure that whatever you do in life, that you reach everybody by exercising love, that you put a smile on somebody's face, try to be a helping hand, help somebody up in some type of way, shape, or form. And I can guarantee you that, that energy will all come back around to you, and you will at the end of the day, see the success or reach the success or achieve the success that you want in your life, all by being a positive force in somebody else's life. So, yeah, it's your boy Ant from Rebel to Succeed, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I want to thank you for joining me today and listening to this podcast. If you found this episode helpful or valuable in any way, then I encourage you to leave an honest review and subscribe to the Rebel to Succeed podcast for future episodes. To receive more content and value, make sure to visit the Rebel to Succeed website at www.rebeltosucceed.com. And finally, always remember that to succeed in life, you have to reach everyone by exercising love. So make sure to show somebody some love today. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time.